I'll tell you what, though, let's talk about something slightly different over there in the US of A, because you might have imagined that there would have been parties going on all over the mansion of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry after the so-called nomination as the new president of Joe Biden by all sections of the media, apart from me, of course. Angela Levin's here with us, though, because, wouldn't you know it, poor old Harry couldn't make it to the Remembrance Sunday commemorations, even though his brother was there, his sister-in-law was there looking magnificent, the Queen was there, of course his father was there, all sorts of other people, his aunt was there as well, but they had their own private service in a cemetery all on their own that seemed to be closed off just for them, and bizarrely there was a photographer there as well. Angela, a very good morning to you.
Good morning.
So, wonders never cease. You know, as I was watching it yesterday morning, I just thought, wouldn't it have been nice to see Harry emerge from that doorway besides all of the other people from the royal family who were there, just to show that actually he really did care about his former colleagues in the Marines and his military background. But instead we see this kind of, stunted up picture, for want of another word, of him looking solemn with his wife looking even more solemn, dressed immaculately in a war grave situation.
Well, the whole point of it was to get some self-publicity.
Yeah.
There's still this argument going on, this battle of anything that the royal family do, they have to do a sort of one-upmanship and do it better. But it's always about them. They always get it wrong because they can't see from the other side. And this looked like some glossy, free magazine that wanted to do a fashion show with her new black coat, and actually thought that the cemetery would be a rather nice backstop. Being that
I know.
the day
it beggars belief, doesn't it? I mean, it looked like it was a sort of promo picture for a movie, didn't it?
Yes.
Absolutely dreadful.
I thought the sort of cheapo fashion magazine that you chuck up pretty quickly. And I thought it was terribly sad Harry wasn't there. But also when you look at the 3 army medals he had on his jacket, it was so placed. It was such a sort of nonsensical thing to do when he's out there. He should have gone quietly with Meghan and felt sad that he wasn't there. But they always have to control it.
Yes.
They would pay the photographer. They would release it as a press release after it had happened. It just doesn't work like that. And in retrospect, one sees how Meghan couldn't fit in. She couldn't accommodate a different way of promoting the royal family or promoting its causes.
That's why I said I'd hoped to see him emerging from the doorway, not the two of them, because if she had been there, it would have been all about trying to upstage Kate, who looked fantastic and magnificent and very regal, a lot of people pointed out, the Queen in waiting kind of thing. A fantastic picture of her. But if Meghan had been there, it would have been all about them, wouldn't it?
Yes. The sad thing is that Harry was always complaining he was second to William, inevitably, and William was further ahead because he was going to be king.
Yeah.
But now it appears that he's second to Meghan, and he walks around looking so sad and withdrawn, and sort of does what he's told. And I think that she probably set this up. He agreed with it, as he agrees with everything, and it's incredibly sad. But what they have to know is actions have consequences.
Yeah.
If you walk away and you do it suddenly and you do it ungraciously, then you can't expect everybody to warm totally towards you and let you cherry pick what you would like to do as part of the royal family.
Well, we saw, I think, in a recent poll that he's become about as unpopular as Camilla Parker Bowles. And that's saying something, because she's actually come back a bit in the good books of the great British public.
Camilla. I think Camilla's great, actually, and she doesn't deserve to be down the track.
No, but she's never going to recover from the fact that some people see her as the person that broke up the marriage to the saintly Princess Diana.
Yeah, that's true, but we have to move on after 20-something years,
I know. Listen, tell me about it. Speaking of which, by the way, I'd love to get your view on this BBC drama, because Martin Bashir, previously seen as this very kind of fine, upstanding pillar of journalism, is being rather torn apart by the Daily Mail at the moment with Earl Spencer and his allegations that the BBC have now apologised for. But the latest thing is Martin Bashir, who's supposedly very ill with coronavirus, was spotted out and about on Friday in a takeaway near his house.
Yes. Well, apparently, Charles Spencer spoke to the BBC very soon after the documentary. They investigated, said everything was fine as they usually do.
Of
You know,
course.
we can't do anything wrong here. And perhaps they are protecting him, Bashir. But what I can't understand is why it's come up now,
No,
25
I know.
years.
That's the bit I don't get. I'm assuming somebody must have tipped Spencer off to the fact that it was all a
You know, the man who forged the bank accounts has said that he did do it. He's admitted
ruse.
that. But I don't know how, if you're so angry and you feel your sister is having such a disgusting time, why you don't do something nearer the event.
Yes. No, well, I mean, as is often the case in these scenarios, there's no real person with the moral high ground, certainly not Earl Spencer, given what some of the things that he's done over the past recent history, but shall we say. Angela, listen, we've got to run because we're getting late. Thank you very much indeed, Angela Levin there, who is, of course, a royal biographer, telling us what she makes of the rather, I thought, distasteful and badly timed interjection from the Duke and Duchess of Netflix, who decided it was a great idea to do a sort of promotional video in a cemetery. For heaven's sake, get a grip, will you? This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.